Okay, hey you guys, what's up? So, update on the Gypsy Rose confessions. My name is Jerry Lee. I have a handle on Instagram, YouTube. Well, this is YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok under Jerry Lee Atkins. So, let me grab my notes as I promised. So I don't know, I want to know what your guys' opinion is on the Gypsy Rose, and there's so much more content on YouTube, obviously, about this. But so I remember the Gypsy Rose story back whenever she was missing, and then they found her, and we found out she could walk and all that stuff. Okay, so I was super interested in the case whenever I heard she was getting out. I'm like, what? Are you serious right now? you know. So. People get more time for drug dealing than they do for being an accessory to murder. Weird, huh? Anyways, so it starts out, she admits that her two-year relationship with Ryan was complicated and not an easy one. And mainly that it was her fault because she gave Ryan hell. Wouldn't you know? Having reassurance keeps her going. So she has to have reassurance all the time. She has to have reassurance all the time, to keep her going. Which is what? She thinks she is codependent, which that wouldn't surprise me because of the things that she's been through, And her mother made her feel like she couldn't do anything without her as well. So it was probably partially by the way she was raised too, right? Says that her therapist was concerned about her getting married so soon and that she jumped into the relationship way too fast. This is what her therapist told her. She tells him in a call during the confessions while she's still in prison, 12 days before they got married, 12 days before the wedding, that she had a dream that she had left him for Ken and that she still had feelings for Ken. That pissed Ryan off and, excuse my French, that made him mad and he called her a liar and he said he didn't know what to say. And he said, we're getting married in 12 days. I thought that you were done with all that, right? And she says, she has the nerve to say, what gave you that impression? Are you kidding me right now? We're getting married in 12 days. That's what gives me the impression, Gypsy. Whatever, right? Anyways, and then that's when he asked when was the last time she talked to him? And she said 3 weeks. And he said that makes you an effing liar. And then the line went dead. So I don't know if he hung up on her or if she hung up on him. So she calls him back. And the first thing he says is, are we still getting married? Come on, Ryan, get some confidence. You don't need somebody like that. Come on, bub. Anyways, she says yes, and so he suggests that she gets a hold of Ken and tells Ken, which any man would want, right? Or woman. He wants her to call Ken and tell him how she feels. And she says, no, I'm not doing that. I will never be the blonde fake bimbo that he wants, and I'm never speaking to him again. We're not going to stay in touch, basically. And she said there was too much trust broken with Ken that she could never go back out with him. And then Ryan tells her on the phone that he just wants to know that if Ken ever calls her back and wants to be together, that she's not just going to up and leave Ryan and be with Ken. Okay? And she says, well, clearly because I'm marrying you and I'm sorry. He says, I swear to God, Gypsy, you better not be lying to me about this. And she says, I'm not. I love you. Go figure. Then Ryan says, He does worry about her leaving him for her ex, but at the same time, he doesn't because he trusts her. And that was like a little snippet on the side where Gypsy wasn't next to him whenever he said this. Her stepmom and her family begged her not to get married to Ryan, not to walk out of prison married, because they wanted her to establish a life and her individuality first, which totally makes sense, you know. Um, so during the days leading up to the wedding, she doesn't call him for 3 days. And whenever she finally does, um, he asks why she hasn't called, and she said that she had been conflicted. You know, she wasn't sure. She was conflicted on whether she really wanted to do it or not. The day they got married, he said he was excited about their future. No cameras were allowed in the court or in the wherever they got married, in the prison, but you could hear audio. So these are her vows. Okay. My darling love, today I stand taking in every detail and all that you are. Your smile, your eyes, the way you look at me. And then he says, Gypsy Rose, when you walked into the busy room, the first time I realized at that moment I was meeting the love of my life. And then she says, the man I came to call my best friend, I now call my husband. When all in life I have to offer is all I know, I will be yours as your wife, Gypsy Rose Anderson. And then he says he's honored to be her husband. And then she said she felt great about it afterwards. She got married, and then 3 months into it, she started thinking about it more. They got into a fight over her talking to her ex, and she blew up, calling him controlling like her mother. And then she says in October that they got into an argument about her ex, and his voice got too loud. So she fell apart and told him that they were separated, but she was still incarcerated at the time when this happened. She straight up told her stepmom on a phone call that she didn't think that he was enough for her, knowing dang well that he was going to hear this. You know what I mean? That's so sad. I feel sorry for Ryan. I really do. Ryan drove to the jail to hear it from her mouth that she didn't want to be with him, and she couldn't. She told him she loved him and she just thinks that they need therapy, so they both got therapy, and she said that they haven't gotten in an argument since. So, 6 months after the wedding, he says that he's betting on their relationship to work and for them to have kids on down the road. He says that Gypsy will make a great mother. Gypsy says she will make a good mother because growing up with her mother taught her what not to do. She wants to just live a simple life, and that everyone else, she just wants to live a simple life that everyone else takes advantage of. Well, we all seen what she did when she got out. She was like all over the TV. You know what I mean? So there went that idea, Gypsy. Now, I do want to say that I do realize that it seems like there's a little bit of hate in there for Gypsy. I don't hate her. I just don't like the way she did Brian. I think it was dirty, you know. But she's vindictive. She was born that way, basically. Her mother taught her how to be vindictive and lie. And, you know, I feel sorry for the girl, and I hope that she gets the help that she needs. I really do. And I hope that Ryan gets the help that he needs and he finds him a good woman. So you single ladies out there, get a hold of Ryan, you know. He's a good man. Seems like he really loved her. So there's that. There's the update on the Gypsy Rose confessions, and I will see you guys in a little bit. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And also have your friends follow me, guys. I need 50 followers before I can go live on YouTube. I love you guys. God bless.